With this purchase, I'll have every season of Babylon 5. Nice. Let's check some metal news. Oh my stars! Mike Portnoy has returned to Dream Theater! Oh, I bet he's gonna be doing all kinds of interviews and drum demos. Well, my friend Nina did want to play EverQuest later, but I haven't heard a woman's voice in 20 years, so why start now? Oh boy, I can't wait to see the new Mike Portnoy videos that are available.
Drink responsibly. Oh, ho, ho. Hello, everyone. Dream Theater's back. Did the Jameson splash outside of my glass? Did it splash back into the glass? Who knows? Mike Portnoy is back in Dream Theater, and he's making his rounds through all the rock and metal media. I made a video discussing my thoughts on his return. You can check that out in the description because you obviously like raw wank in your ears. One of the videos Mike has done is with Drumeo's viral series where they take these very famous drummers, have them listen to a drumless track for the first time of a popular song, and then they have to improv a drum part over it. Mike Portnoy got Nickelback's song Burn It to the Ground, which is such an ironic twist.
What a twist!
Let's watch.
You're a hard one to pick some songs for because you listen to a lot of new music that comes out, and you've toured with a lot of people. We have to dig deep. Jose, your drum tech, may have given us a few pointers.
Oh boy.
Mike Portnoy has played with an obnoxious amount of people. I talk about that in the video where I talk about him coming back to Dream Theater. It's pretty insane.
Jose's been taking a beating from me for 30 years, like literally. He's been abused, so yeah, this is his revenge. Hose revenge.
Phrasing?
Hose revenge.
Lead by Meshuggah.
Oh my, no. I know I'm like the prog metal guy, but I don't want to play that shit, you know? Like, I don't want to do that.
Bleed by Meshuggah is a different level of concentration, especially with how consistent those kick hits are. Things obnoxious. That is such a good guitar tone. Look, I'll be the first to crap on Nickelback for a bunch of things, but man, their guitar tone is delicious. And so is their bass tone, and so are their drums, and so are their vocals. They are immaculately recorded, performed. Like if I'm just, like I'm listening to that, I'm like, okay, they either did some weird like isotope filtering thing or they grabbed some AI stem splitter or something. It's hard to say. If I'm just listening to the raw guitar and bass, I'm like, man, as a drummer, that makes me want to just hit shit, you know? Until I realize it's a Nickelback song and then I'm gonna kind of fucking kill myself.
Is this?
Chad's vocals destroyed. His lyrics are fucking awful,
Okay,
but his vocals are excellent.
I have to tell the story, right?
Please tell the story.
There's a story.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, at first I heard it. I was like, wait, is this Wolfgang? I thought it might have been Mammoth. Then I thought it might have been...
Good job. Thank you for telling me the story. I'm so happy you're telling me all the people that you thought it was that it absolutely fucking isn't. In fairness, it's actually interesting to hear his feedback on these things, but also just get to the fucking story.
Extreme. There's a song on the new Extreme album that has
This
a bit
sounds
of that vibe.
nothing like fucking Extreme. This sounds zero like fucking Extreme. I listened to that new Extreme record. The production is not this production by a long shot, unless you're talking about the fact that there's all this weird phasing compression shit from the way that they split the stems. Maybe that'll remind you of Extreme. No shitting on Nuno Betancourt. Dude's amazing, but just like the mix on that thing. Let me mix your fucking record, guys. I will absolutely, hands down, beat that fucking mix.
Then I was like, is this Godsmack? But full disclosure, I told you guys earlier, but the world doesn't know this.
Okay,
Where am I
see the
looking?
story.
Which camera? That one.
Pick a fucking camera and talk.
I got a call from Nickelback in spring of 22. Their drummer, I guess, was having surgery, and they asked me to play a show with them. And I said, yeah, that would be a fun gig.
Mike Portnoy accepted a gig to Nickelback. Every Dream Theater fan just had sex for the first time in protest.
To play this gig with Nickelback. It was for a festival, and the festival ended up getting canceled, so I never played this gig. But I was this close to playing a gig with Nickelback. But now here's the story, and this is why Jose's fucking me. Of course, everybody in the world knows these songs, but I don't. I don't listen to the radio, so I don't.
Because he actually has, like, good taste. All right, all jokes aside, Nickelback are an outstanding pop hard rock band. I think that a lot of their writing is trash, but their production and performances and their mixes are just untouchable in the genre. Mike Portnoy filling in that role actually would have been super cool because he is such a feel drummer and he brings a lot of stage chemistry and energy. When he's performing, he's always 100% in. So like that would be a great fit. Some people would worry about him overplaying. It's like, dude, he's getting paid obnoxious amounts of money to play for Nickelback. He's gonna do what the hell they say.
Don't know any Nickelback songs. So I don't know what this song is.
I mean, part of me just wants to get you to play it.
All right.
That's the most polite way of saying, part of me just wants you to shut the fuck up and play the drums, Mike.
Let's
just have Mike Portnoy jam some Nickelback.
Let's just like start the video because we've been talking for like 20 fucking minutes about nothing.
This is what the world almost experienced this. Mike Portnoy playing drums.
And we're still talking. Still talking. Mike's like, that's sick, dude. Man, this story's so good.
But here is Drumeo making your dreams come true, or should I say your
nightmares come
the
true.
Like that you never wanted it to ever
shocker.
see or hear.
Any amount of talking shit on Mike that I'm doing isn't just, I'm just fucking around. But he sucks.
See, I thought it was Mammoth or Extreme. Intro.
We know! We fucking know, you told us!
I'm gonna do double bass on the chorus.
Double bass on the chorus is ambitious. That's a ballsy move. I think he intentionally did that just to be like, I'm gonna Mike Portnoy or like Dream Theater this up a little bit, just to prove that something out of the box for radio rock can actually kind of work in a chorus. Dude, that fucking, oh. Man, the guitars and bass sound frickin' delectable, I gotta say. We know! We fucking know, you told us!
I've never heard any of these songs. So I don't remember if this, I know nothing about Nickelback, but I know that as much as they are hated, I know they are just as loved, even more. And I know they were down with the Pantera guys too, which is good enough for me.
They're Canadian.
God bless, you're easy to please. Unironically, to Nickelback's credit, they actually have a really interesting music diet. And I mean, they love a lot of the same music that I love, which is sick. They opted for the road of making it on Canadian radio. I mean, is what it is. That doesn't bother me so much as, again, the lyrics and how dumbed down everything is. But after all these years, I uncynically understand the love and appreciation for Nickelback.
This is what could have been.
Finally, we're doing it. I'm sorry if my video capture on my streaming services, but you can blame YouTube, because YouTube has been, sorry, we're gonna be talking about this shortly. YouTube has been annihilating people's performances on their PCs if they use ad block. I have premium! I have YouTube Premium and it still runs like frickin' shit! YouTube is such a fucking ass. Let's try this again. I'm sorry that the video is choppy. I apologize in advance. I don't have a better way of doing this. Very Mike Portnoy so far. He's actually holding back from what I would expect from him. I would expect like a from Mike on that. I really would, which is kind of interesting. I would say less is more on this track, which I think he is obeying. I'm gonna rewind a little bit. There it is. There it fucking is. All right, good hard rock drums. The drum fans are losing it. the double kick on the chorus. Okay, the thing that everyone is filleting Mike Portnoy for and being like, damn, he improved the Nickelback song so much. The double kick on the chorus could work exceptionally well if you don't have the guitars doing da 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 da. If you have something going da 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 on the kick, and probably a lower open one string note and then a higher up octave on a second auxiliary guitar to really make the fullness come forward. That would be my thing to do as a producer. If you don't do something like that, I actually find that the drums start to distract a little bit from the vocal. And I think obviously in a Nickelback song, you have primary focus on the vocal. Everything else is basically complementing a pulse and the sound of Chad Groker's voice. Double kick can work there if the arrangement somewhat changes. It's always the same. Okay, dude. My friend who is a drummer sent me a meme of one of the clips of Mike Portnoy, and the meme text was, this man has gotten away with playing the exact same drum fills for 30 years, and it's absolutely fucking true. I love Mike Portnoy. I write drums based upon his influence from Dream Theater on me. I'm still like, they're really all the same fucking fills. He has this group of fills he just brings out whenever the fuck he doesn't know what else to do because they typically feel pretty good. But, you know, when you've been listening to this man for so long, it's like, oh, okay, I know that one. Again, not talking shit. We all have our go-to phrases and licks and bag of tricks. We all have that. I am positive if Mike got more than one listen through on this, he would be doing something substantially different. No taste is right. At least they admit it. At least they're aware of what they are. Halftime on the snare is an interesting choice. I feel like that would work super well as a pre-chorus, doing that. That would work way well as a pre-chorus. As a chorus, maybe as the last one. It's on the fly. He's just like, fuck it, I'm Mike Portnoy. Nah, didn't care much for the snare fill, but whatever. I mean, let's look at the comments. I love how Mike doesn't take himself too seriously. He's the best. I'm not gonna comment on that. Mike's version breathes such life and energy into the song. That's why he's the drummer prog god that Will is. Portnoy's style is so signature, you can pick out his playing so easily. Because he's been playing the same fucking thing for 30 years. Portnoy's part, a raw first take, is on another level. Okay, this is not on another level. That's not on another level. That's on the level. That is directly smack dab on top of the level. Again, I'm a massive fucking Mike Portnoy fan. Huge. Love the dude's playing so much. Love his contributions to Dream Theater. Love Dream Theater. But let's chill the fuck out, please. In a fandom of people who can't get laid, they get erections from their heroes. I dig the tom part here. Again, it's a little Portnoy-esque, but it's a cool part. And that's another instance where I feel like energy momentum-wise, from where Mike has been playing so far, is a really good choice. Also, I would say there'd probably need to be some small arrangement changes in the guitars there myself. I will fully say that Mike Portnoy consistently drives energy in his own singular drum part. It feels like something where the other instruments and maybe even the vocals would need to change in order to better complement his parts. The fucking it's back. It's back again, baby. Yes, good choice. I would even maybe opt for a little bit more active hi-hat, but he's probably trying to pull way the fuck back because it's Nickelback, which again, not a bad choice. This tom part, yes, especially for just bass, absolutely. This part's pretty cool. He'd probably refine those cymbal choices a little further, but I get it. I get the idea. And I think this really drives home Portnoy's perspective on drumming or whatever. I think he comes, unless he's being paid to do like a specific fucking studio job, I think he comes from the aspect of like, I'm gonna co-write the dynamic and momentum of the song, which I think is what he was doing while he was playing through this. And I think that's where his head is at. I'm gonna do my thing in the moment and feel the pulse of what the drums are doing, and that will dictate some of the rhythm, feel, dynamic of the song, and will adjust later. It complements the fact that he is less a precision technical drummer, even though he has excellent technique, and more the fact that he is a live feel power drummer. He's a song and energy guy. The fucking drum fill again, that fucking snare fill. I do not like that snare fill. Okay, he started it a little late because he didn't anticipate the part, which makes total sense. Doing that part where it's supposed to begin and then having him stop at the right time would have been a super tasty fucking ending. Super tasty.
It's that premature evacuation. That's a good song, man.
The world needed that, Mike.
You know what? Like I could fine tune that and make a really cool drum.
Is the earth healing when Dream Theater's drummer plays Nickelback? I mean, I guess in some degree, but I mean, like, are we gonna have Taylor Swift's drummer play Sleep Token next? Like, is this how the world becomes one?
Dude, I'm sure if I ended up doing shows or touring with them, it would probably be the most fun shows I would ever play in my life. So yeah,
sick.
I'm kind of regret that gig didn't happen, but you know what? We got a little taste of what it would have been right here on Drumeo.
It would have not been fucking anything like that. Mike would have played the parts that are on radio because people want to hear the shit that's on radio. He would be given some liberty to fuck around a little bit and people would be totally into it, but it's like not that much.
Tune, what's the name of that song?
That was Burn It to the Ground.
Burn It to the Ground.
By Nickelback with Daniel Adair on drums.
Of course.
Let's play the original so you can hear the part.
I got to give Daniel Adair massive credit for, one, having awesome drum techs to make sure his drums sound outstanding. Two, hitting his drums in a way that sound outstanding. Yes, for those of you who don't know, that actually matters a shitload. Three, being incredibly consistent with both his timing and velocity and how he decides to hit that drum. That is for several hours in an evening, for long hauls on touring, not easy, even for the stuff that really isn't that complicated, like Nickelback stuff. The less that's happening, the less opportunity you have for any smidgen of a mistake or inconsistency. So while I haven't heard him do anything that has blown my balls off, at the same time, that takes a hell of a lot of talent.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow, it's dumber than you thought. Which, for the record, if I had to pick between the two, I'd pick Nickelback's drums. Nickelback's drums keep it really simple. This is a dum, 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 dum. This is not a thinky. This is not a It's just a Not that much unpredictability. And that's the point. The point is not to throw people off. It's to keep them locked in, stun locked in this stupid fucking headbang thing. And the kick drum on every quarter note is the way. It is the way. Which I'm actually really surprised how much Mike did dress it up, considering the fact that he knows it's Nickelback, it's radio rock. And it's not like he hasn't listened to radio rock before. But I think, again, there's another part of him in there that was like, I'm just gonna be me, because, I mean, what's fun about this is hearing the Dream Theater part get put on Nickelback, which seem to be like complete opposites, even though they're less further apart than you realize. So I'm gonna have fun with it. I'm gonna experiment and try and do something wild that's also still within the realm of like Nickelback stuff that's not just like completely outlandish.
Oh, shoot.
I get his fills
starters,
for sure.
If I was a part of this writing, the drums would have come on like with an extra odd bar.
If I was a part of this writing, my man. And by the way, where he wanted that fill, he was right. Portnoy is a fucking great writer. And that's also why I'm like, I don't think his parts that we heard on this would have made it on record by a long shot. I think they would have been far more refined. I think they would have been slightly pulled back in some places, and the fills probably would have been exaggerated just slightly more.
Like, okay.
You've done that so many times. Also, that's the fill from the beginning of 2x4 by Metallica.
More of a pump.
Yes.
Wow. Completely different. Wow. This is why they're rich and famous. And I'm just a fucking prog guy.
To be fair, Mike, I think you could have easily written this, especially when a producer tells you, hey, play less. I don't think this is outside of your wheelhouse, but also the joke is hilarious.
Wow, no double bass. It's all that.
It's all quarter notes. Yes, because it's radio fucking rock. It's all fucking quarter notes. If Mike Portnoy had mild brain damage, he would be the perfect drummer for Nickelback.
I would have been fired immediately. No.
The double kick part on the chorus has some sickness to it, I gotta say.
Come on, where's the double bass? It's almost like Pantera's Walk.
I can see that. Okay.
My notes
Interesting
weren't good
observation. Mike wants it so bad.
Okay.
All right, it's similar to how they ended it. Okay. It's fucking, we don't need that. We don't need the, we don't need that ever again. Ever again. Man has been playing the same fills for 30 years.
I dig the double bass though in the chorus.
Yeah.
Pretty sick.
And actually, yeah, I mean, I like that.
It's a moment. It is a moment.
Well, that's why they are multi-platinum rock stars, and I'm just a prog metal guy playing.
Don't be so fucking pretend depressed. Come on. You're happy with what you do, motherfucker. You absolutely could do what they do. You just need, like, I don't know, a year, maybe two, of just being in the right environments with the right producers, which I don't even think you need that. I think you just would need to choose to fucking do it. But why the fuck would you? God bless us prog guys who put a lot of emphasis on what we perceive to be artistic integrity over money. God bless us. This was fun. Mike gave a great performance. All of my nitpicking, all of my effing little nitpicking aside, leaving all of that aside, it was cool. It was super fun. Nice energy. I mean, obviously they have a drum dominant mix, which is also going to distract from the vocal. But I mean, it's a Drumeo video, and you want to hear what Mike played, you already know the rest of the song. That's the assumption. Like I said, as I was nitpicking things, I don't think his parts are exactly right for the arrangement, but consistently he has his own energy and drive and dynamic tension and release that I think works really well. And I imagine if they did actually co-write this together, there would be some compromise between the two, because Mike's parts are pretty fucking sick. There were moments where I felt like the drums do distract from the vocal at certain moments, but I mean, those are things that you can worry about later, and even a different mix can help with that. He's kind of just doing the flashy Mike Portnoy thing over top of a Nickelback song. I mean, the people in the comments are filleting him. It's business as usual. I'm happy it happened. It was fun to watch. And a lot of other people enjoyed it, as you can tell by the cum stains in the comment section. And this all happened because Mike Portnoy got back with Dream Theater. Dude, it is wild that he got back with Dream Theater. I would not have expected it. I'm pretty curious how this will change Dream Theater's sound moving forward. So how will Dream Theater's sound change? I guess that's the real question. If you want to know how Dream Theater sound will change, the biggest prog metal band in the world, I guess that's like saying the largest small thing in the world, check out my video over here where I talk about Mike Portnoy coming back to Dream Theater. Will Portnoy improve their sound, or will it just be sour grapes? Will there be a new freshness, or will it just be business as usual? I break it down over there. Go check it out for yourself. Why are you still here?